Welcome to another startup and complete car documentation. What we have today is a 2017 Jeep Renegade Sport.
This exterior color is known by Jeep simply as black.
On the key fob, you have the buttons for lock, unlock, and panic. You have storage areas with bottle holders in the front door panels. And you have power windows, locks, and mirrors.
The Sport trim has a cloth interior, and this one has the black interior color scheme.
Both front seats are manually adjusted. Now that we're behind the wheel, let's go ahead and start the engine. It does have push-button ignition.
When it comes to Jeep, the nameplate Renegade actually goes back several decades. Starting in the early 70s, Renegade was the name of a special trim package offered on the Jeep CJ. Through the years, Jeep would offer a Renegade trim on a couple other models of theirs, like the Wrangler and Liberty. Eventually, though, for 2015, Renegade became its own model in Jeep's lineup. The new Renegade debuted that year as an all-new subcompact crossover, and now serves as the smallest vehicle in Jeep's lineup. As of the 2023 model year, the Jeep Renegade is still in its first generation. Assembled in Italy, the Renegade rides on the Fiat Small Wide 4x4 platform, and also using this platform is the Fiat 500X subcompact crossover. However, the Jeep Renegade uses a much more boxy, traditional SUV-like appearance compared to its Fiat sibling. Riding on a modified version of this platform is the slightly larger second-gen Jeep Compass. Probably the Renegade's most notable update came for 2019, whereby, thanks to a mid-cycle refresh, it receives some freshened-up cosmetic looks, some new features and tech, as well as the smaller 1.4-liter turbo engine being replaced by a new, more powerful 1.3-liter one. In addition, the option for a manual transmission was dropped. That, of course, makes this 2017 a pre-facelift. The US market 2017 model year Renegade was offered in the following main trims: Sport, Latitude, Limited, and Trailhawk. Trailhawk models in particular get various off-road upgrades to give it an edge over the rest of the lineup when it comes to going off the beaten path. Then there's a couple other special trims like Altitude and Desert Hawk. Two engines were offered in the US 17 Renegade lineup, a 1.4-liter turbo inline-4 and a 2.4-liter naturally aspirated inline-4. The 1.4 turbo has 160 horsepower and 184 pound-feet of torque, while the larger 2.4 has about 20 extra horses but a bit less torque. Two transmissions are also offered depending on the engine. A 6-speed manual is paired solely with a 1.4 turbo, while a 9-speed automatic is offered solely with the 2.4. The standard drivetrain is front-wheel drive, but being a Jeep, a 4-wheel drive system is of course available. Competitors included other subcompact crossovers like the Nissan Juke, Honda HR-V, and Mazda CX-3. In Jeep's 2017 US lineup, the subcompact Renegade was their smallest model, slotting below the compact Patriot and Compass.
In the instrument cluster, you have two analog gauges, which are your tachometer and speedometer. You have a digital fuel and temperature gauge, and then a digital information display screen, which can be gone through via these controls on the steering wheel. You have your digital speedometer, some vehicle info with some extra auxiliary gauges, fuel economy info, trip computers, audio info, messages, settings, It has a 3-spoke design, multifunctional steering wheel. There are sport grips at 10 and 2. And as for controls, first on the front of the spokes, on this side you have your information display controls, and on this side you have your cruise control. Then on the back of the spokes you have your seat track and volume controls for your audio system. The steering wheel is tilt and telescopic. Your headlight switch, panel dimmer, air vent for the driver. Right here is your high beam and turn signal stalk. And on this side is your wiper stalk. Going down the center of the interior, you have your central climate vents. Right here is your whole radio head unit. It's a very simple AM/FM system. You have your hazard switch, a set of single zone climate controls. You've got a USB port, an aux port, and a 12-volt power outlet. A little bit of storage as part of what Jeep refers to as Easter eggs, little details they put all throughout the vehicles. Like right there is Willie's MB climbing up that rocky trail. Pretty much everywhere you look, you'll find it, like those symbols there in the cup holders. The Renegade in particular, at least to me, seems to have especially quite a bit of those little things. But anyways, moving on, you have your 4-wheel drive lock button.
And your select terrain dial.
Modes are auto, snow, sand, and mud. The parking brake is electronically operated, along with your traction control button right next to that. You have 2 cup holders and a center console. The glove box is lockable. Nice sturdy handle to grab onto above the glove box. Both sun visors do have vanity mirrors and extensions. There are grab handles at all 4 corners. And on the overhead console, got your overhead lighting and your manually dimming rear view. But now we'll go ahead and roll down the driver's window and take a look at the engine bay. All 4 windows are automatic down, and the front 2 are automatic up as well.
This Renegade Sport is riding on 16-inch 5-spoke 2-tone alloy rims. Powering this Renegade Sport is the Tiger Shark Multi-Air 2.4-liter naturally aspirated inline-4 engine. It's an all-aluminum power plant with a single overhead camshaft, 4 valves per cylinder, and variable valve timing. Horsepower is rated at 180 at 6,400 RPM, while torque is rated at 175 pound-feet at 3,900 RPM. This engine is paired to a 9-speed automatic transmission with a manual shifting mode, and the Renegade in this video uses Jeep's Active Drive 4x4 4-wheel drive system. Running on regular unleaded with a 12.7-gallon fuel tank, EPA estimates for a Renegade equipped like this one are about 21 mpg in the city and 29 mpg on the highway. It has a McPherson strut front suspension and a Chapman strut rear suspension. Stopping the Renegade are 4-wheel disc brakes, with the front ones being ventilated. Curb weight for a Renegade equipped like this one is about 3,300 pounds.
racks. Bottle holders and a back door panel as well. (60/40) split folding rear seats. Coat hooks on both sides. Now, space back here as someone who's about 6'1", I put the driver's seat where I'd be pretty comfortable driving, and legroom is not the best ever. It actually could be worse, though. But headroom is actually really good. Boxy shape, high roof line. Yeah, headroom is really good. And if the front seat was just even a little bit further forward than this, I can actually definitely make do back here with the space. So, not the biggest interior ever, but this is in the subcompact class after all. Rear wiper.
With the rear seats up, the Renegade offers 18.5 cubic feet of cargo space. Fold down the rear seats and space expands to 50.8 cubic feet.
Storage net, power outlet, Bigfoot. Anyhow, thanks for checking out this tour of this 2017 Jeep Renegade. And as always, stay on the lookout for future tours.